Oh, gracious and loving God, we give you thanks for your love, your care, your blessings, for your gifts and goodness that you have treated us with. As we have received, we imitate you by knowing that we too can give, and we know that others will be blessed as you have blessed us. Receive these gifts. Bless the gift and the giver. Amen. for that very nurturing and heartfelt and beautiful song.
Brother Perry, I just got a text from Stacy, and she said, thank everybody for the prayers, and that the medication they're giving her now for her other problems is good or worse than the chemo, and the rest is still living with her.
Okay, so we appreciate that update and Stacy Doherty and family there to keep them in prayer. Okay, the scripture today is found in the book of Hebrews in the first chapter as well as the second chapter. The first chapter in verses 1 through 4. In the past, God spoke to our ancestors through the prophets at many times and in various ways. But in these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, and through whom he made the universe. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. After he had provided purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty in heaven. So he became as much superior to the angels as the name he has inherited is superior to theirs. And in the second chapter, verses 5 through 12. It is not to angels that he has been subjected, it is not to angels that he has subjected the world to come, about which we are speaking. But there is a place where someone has testified. What is mankind that you are mindful of them, a son of man that you care for them? You made them a little lower than the angels. You crowned them with glory and honor and put everything under their feet. In putting everything under them, God left nothing that is not subject to them. Yet at present, we do not see everything subject to them. But we do see Jesus, who was made lower than the angels for a little while, now crowned with glory and honor because he suffered death, and so by the grace of God, he might taste death for everyone. In bringing many sons and daughters to glory, it was fitting that God, for whom and through everything exists, should make the pioneer of their salvation perfect through what he suffered. But the one who makes people holy and those who are made holy are the same family. So Jesus is not ashamed to call them brothers and sisters. He says, I will declare your name to my brothers and sisters. In the assembly I will sing your praises. God bless the reading, the hearing, and the celebration of his holy word. Amen. Yes, amen. What is Christianity all about? A question that's asked with every breath, it seems, for someone that seeks to contemplate our Christian faith. And there are a lot of different opinions, aren't there? Because if you went out there with a microphone on the sidewalk and began to ask the question, what is Christianity all about? You would have some that would say, well, it's about serving the needy and fighting for justice. Others would say, well, it's about belief and practices. Others would say rituals and doctrines. Some would say, well, it's about social and community service. And others would say, well, it's a bunch of goody two-shoes shaking their fingers at everyone. And so you have that widespread gamut there. And there are still many others that is there. And the church has sought to answer that question, what is Christianity all about? What is the Christian faith about? And we have come up with those echoes there. Even that last one, saying that we are sinners saved by grace. That sometimes we do fall down, but hopefully by the grace of God, we do get up and try again. The church has tried again and again to state, what is our faith about? If if you flipped over in the hymnal to page 880 and those next several pages, you would find affirmations of faith. You would find creeds that will say, I believe. And we would see a whole wide range of echoing those sentiments that we've shared about who we are as the body of Christ. But it comes down to it that we would say, yes, it's that, but the bottom line is, it's about Jesus. It's about Jesus. And that's the important thing for us to remember and to get to know and to help others to understand and to experience and to be transformed and changed by. But when we say that, we ask, but well, who or what exactly is Jesus? And then so quickly we will look at some of these things that we find in Hebrews. The first thing is that it says that Jesus is the Son of God and the one through whom God spoke to the human race, became our deliverer, our communicator of who God is, God incarnate, God becoming one of us. And that God spoke to us through Jesus Christ. And that's a wonderful thing to think about, that God bothers to talk with us. We have a lot of technology. We have cell phones. And with that, we have a lot of communication that comes to us. But we think about that, how wonderful that technology can be, but how it pales in comparison with what has already been done today. Talking to God, listening to God, God hearing us. That's exciting to think about, that God wants to be in a relationship with us. The Bible is full of that, Old Testament, New Testament, all the way over to those last words of the Bible and to what is still being written in eternity. And that is exciting to think about. And to know that not only is he God incarnate, one that has sought to show us who God is, that we find that he was there from the beginning as creator at work with God. The three expressions of that oneness of God as creator, redeemer, and sanctifier, sustainer. But one of the things is that everything that God does is an original. When we think about our creative expressions, we want to think that they're quite original, but so oftentimes we realize that they're copies, aren't they? One of the things with my children that I have somewhat tongue-in-cheek and somewhat humorously and apologetically will say, "You are my child," and they say, "We know, Dad." And then that translates as, "We got all the wonderful things from you that we could have lived without." And we think about that, even with having twins, even those with identical twins, there are still unique individuals, that they're originals. And that's exciting to think about, that God is creative. God is at work. God is making such a profound difference. And he does that through his expression and relationship with us, even with this creative play that we see all around us. And as we saw yesterday, that God is indeed busy at wanting to be made known unto us, wanting us to know him, answering that question, what is Christianity all about? And we say it's all about Jesus. And when we ask that question, who is Jesus? What is Jesus? That we do our efforts to answer that question. And another thing that we find in Hebrews says, for a while, lower than the angels, forever, higher than the angels. And we realize once again, God is creative. That God is able to do these wonderful things. So as we try to answer those questions about who is Jesus, that he is the one that God sent and speaks to us. He is the one through whom all things were created. He was created in the image of God in the flesh. He is higher than the angels. Good. He's our Savior. He's our Redeemer. He's our Lord. And that is the area that we need to constantly remember and seek to keep that relationship there, of knowing that this relationship is so important, that he walks with us and talks with us and tells us that we are his own, and that he came to us. Today he comes to us, and he says, remember, how much I love you, what I have done for you, how much God has loved you, and how we're in this together through God's Holy Spirit, through the church, the body of Christ. So what is it we're doing today? It's all about Jesus. And today we're coming to the table that he says, I have done this for you. Do this in remembrance of me. And Bill, if I could ask you if you would help me with communion today, and our service is in the hymnal, but I think I want to try to free it up where we can just come together and let God talk to us. And so, as we come together, we do have the reminders before us. The body, we have the blood of the God who wants to know us, to be in relationship with us. That says, I have loved you with a perfect love. I have drawn you with loving kindness. I have given you all that I am. And as he said, in creation, I created you. In your brokenness, I have redeemed you. In your imperfection, in your need for me, I have filled that vacancy, that void with my Spirit. Nothing can separate us. Nothing can break us. We're in this together, that we are indeed the body of Christ, the children of God. And as we think about that, how exciting that is, to think about all those people that we do know, those people that we don't know, those that are very much like us, those who are so very different than us. All of us are broken. Some have been broken more than others. But God says, I have loved you with perfect love. I have drawn you with loving kindness. And Jesus, as he tried to get through to the disciples, and as he struggled with that, but as he loved them, and as he never gave up on them, he doesn't give up on us. Because he says to us, my body, broken as you have been broken, is broken for you. And with it will come strength, sustenance, new life, vitality, with my blood that has been shed, poured out for you for the forgiveness of sins. Remember this, understand this. At whatever level of maturity that you are, receive it, grow in it. We none come worthy. So we do ask God, forgive us of our sins. Teach us how to trust in you for new life, for new vitality, for a fresh start, a lasting start. One that is forever and ever and ever. love you this much, that I let my body be broken, I let it shed for you, so that you might have life and answer the question, who I am. And may you be seen in my eyes, and may I be seen in your eyes. Come, the table is ready. You'll help. This is the body of Christ broken for you. Take, eat, and remember the blood of Christ shed.
Pastor, this is the body of Christ broken for you. Take, eat, and remember. Pastor, this is the blood of Christ. Take, drink, and remember.
Okay, come as God leads you. Body of Christ.
Christ shed for you. Thanks be to God. Blood of Christ shed for you.
His name is wonderful. We didn't cover that one yet, have we? But his name is wonderful, number 174. Let us sing. Oh, loving God, we thank you that you love us and care for us, that you are truly wonderful, and that you want to be made known to us. We give you thanks. Amen.
Thanks, Charlie.